Well, Canadian employment edged up last month as the economy added about 18,000 jobs, but the unemployment rate stalled at 8.2%. It's still difficult out there, which makes this next story even more impressive. Sean Aiken managed to find a different job for every week of the year. Why? Well, take a look.
We're told so much growing up. Find your passion, and that is the secret.
Find something that you're passionate about.
Follow your passion.
Your passion.
Passion. If you can't go with your passion.
But how do you go about finding your passion?
Get active and be proactive about doing something. If you don't know what to do, well, don't, just sit around and wonder what to do. Do something.
Here's my idea. I'd work 52 jobs in 52 weeks to find my passion.
It's the greatest concept on the face of the planet.
It's a crazy idea.
It was an idea that was just not possible.
I have no idea what awaits me and where this project's going to take me, but I got to take the leap.
I'm joined now by Sean Aiken. Sean, I love the look of your dad there. The sideways glance.
Yeah.
And he's thinking, what are you doing?
This guy's crazy.
52 jobs in 52 weeks. Do you have a problem holding down a job? Is that what the issue is?
It would seem that way.
What was your dad's reaction when you said what you told him you wanted to do?
Well, it's actually interesting because it goes back to my final year in college. We were sitting around the dinner room table, and my dad gave me some career advice, and he said, look, Sean, it doesn't matter what you do, just make sure it's something you're passionate about. He said, I've been alive nearly 60 years, and I've yet to find something that I'm passionate about besides your mother. And so then obviously I made a promise myself, well, I'm going to take my dad's advice and find something that I love doing. And so I came up with the idea for the one-week job project. And of course, then I go to him and I tell him my idea. And he's like, what? Are you crazy? And I said, well, it's your fault. My mom says, you're right. He's right, Bob.
Well, and it's a great idea because we live in an era where our parents generally, like my dad, worked the same job for as long as I knew my dad, for as long as I was, as he was working when he was alive, that he always had the same job. But now we're in an environment where people are losing their jobs and there's so much insecurity. Mm-hmm. What do you learn as you go from job to job to job?
I learned so much. Well, first about myself, but then also in jobs in general. And I really learned that we don't need to have, our dream job to be happy. There's many things that make us happy in our careers. The two things that I found the most key were the people that you work with. So not necessarily the day-to-day activities, but it's the coworkers you work with and the relationships you develop as a result. The other thing I noticed was that the people who were most passionate were the ones who had a vision of how they're contributing to something greater than themselves.
Like what, for example?
For example, Princess Margaret Hospital Foundation here in Toronto. A lot of people who work there have been affected by cancer in their lives, in their personal lives, and so they take a lot of pride in their role. Another one that you wouldn't really think of, and I didn't, was a dairy farmer in Rimbey, Alberta. And seriously, 3 days after being there, waking up 5 o'clock in the morning, putting on these stain-covered coveralls and saying, I was like, wow, how can you possibly love this job? And but to George, the dairy farmer, he said, look, Sean, to me, it's much more than that. I'm providing food for thousands of people. I'm contributing to the environment with my organic dairy farming practices. So I really realized that the people who could relate whatever they're doing to a bigger picture than they really contribute to job
purpose
satisfaction.
to what they were doing other than getting a paycheck.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm going to throw a new job at you. My job.
Your job.
Okay, hold on. Ken, what do you say? Well, cue the music up. Sean gets to be me. Okay, you get to be the interviewer.
All right.
All right, roll that sting.
So we're joined here with Mark Kelley, host of CBC Connect, and we're really happy to have him on the show. We're really lucky. He's just coming off 3 days training down in the States, and we're here to talk about that today. So, Mark, thanks for coming on the show.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here, Sean. I've heard a lot about you. I've read your book, and you're right on, dude.
Thanks so much. So you're down in the States doing some military training in the last 3 days. So
that's right.
How was it? Tell us a little bit about it.
It was really great because I learned that if you step on a landmine, I can save your life.
Wow, that's interesting.
That's pretty valuable, isn't it?
I'm going to bring you if I go out into the field. I know I want you alongside me.
What else would you like to ask me?
Well, I know you had a similar experience to me as well, trying out 7 of the different jobs as well. So
yeah, I did 7 days where I was a teacher in the worst school in BC,
right?
From BC up in Prince Rupert. What is the takeaway for people who will look at this book and pick up this book and it's got great reviews? What do you want people to leave with after they've read this book?
I think the biggest thing is many people are coming out of college thinking, I don't know what I want to do with my life, and they end up, with a degree, and then they end up doing nothing, and they kind of waste another year thinking, well, I think the biggest important thing is that they get active and go do something. So the biggest important thing is that as soon as you step into the workplace, you start learning about the things that you like to do, the things that you're good at, and the types of situations you're going to be most successful in. So I think that was the biggest takeaway for me.
And one thing I like to say, and I talk to students, is that the next job you take doesn't have to be the job you have for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And don't put that pressure on you before you feel you got to take it. And I guess you lived that.
Yeah, exactly. I think I had that misconception. And I was like, when I choose a job, it's like a life sentence, and that's it. And so I was like really apprehensive of all these kind of options, and I don't know which one to choose. But now I'm excited about the options. So going forward, I know I'd be really happy as a teacher. I know I'd be happy as a real estate agent. I know I'd be happy working as in a nonprofit. And so these are careers that I know I'm going to have in my life at some point. And all of a sudden now I'm excited for that challenge. And when it's no longer fulfilling, I know I have the courage to then know that I can change my job and that it's not a life sentence.
So, which is to say you're currently unemployed. Send any job offers. Sean, right here, get in touch with the publisher. He's looking for work. And he's good at a lot of things. Sean, great to talk to you.
You too.
Thank you.